Okay, to start off with, this is the vlog for the 22nd through to the 28th, and I am having to do this a bit earlier. I'm very busy towards the end of the week, plus with it being the end of the month, I've got a lot of videos I want to post. I've got the wrap up for the month, and I've got the TBR for February and other videos like that coming up over the next couple of weeks. So I decided, as I'm doing the wrap up on Wednesday, I wanted to do this vlog still earlier. Probably won't go into as much detail because, as I said, a couple of days later, I am going to be posting a wrap up which will include all of the books, what I thought, where I'd rate them up to now, things like that. So maybe just a short one to give you an update of where I'm at currently. I read the 39 Steps. I know for the last couple of weeks I've been saying, yes, I want to read it. It's so short, I'll get through it in one day. I got through it in one sitting. But I read it. I finally read it. It's taken me all month, but I got there. And I loved it. 100%. I really thought it wouldn't be as good as I remember. The first time I saw it performed, I was like, right, okay, I really like it. They'll have added so much into this. And to be fair, they did. And it allows for so much to the imagination. It really does. And I rated this on Goodreads. I gave it a fantastic review. And I rated it as a 5. I said in my last video, or one of the last videos, that I don't like giving my stamp of approval to just anything, so I really try and stay away from a 5-star review unless I feel like something really deserves it, just because I feel like if I give it a 5-star review, loads of people read it, they think, then really, where am I at? Am I just giving my seal approval to everything? And I used to do that quite a lot. If I liked the book, automatically it was 5 stars. If I didn't, automatically it was 0 or 1 or whatever the lowest I could give it. And recently, in the last few years, I've been trying to do genuinely, where would I put it on a scale? It's not 5 or 1, there is a middle, and I've been trying to stick with that. But 100% worthy of a 5-star review. As I've said, it is a script. It isn't a book, so book readers probably wouldn't want to read this. But if you do, because honestly, I could see it performed in my head. I could enjoy every moment of this. I knew exactly how it would be done. I've said before, I'm debating directing this in the future, and this is definitely one I would recommend. And I could picture it. It was amazing. I don't really know what else to say about it. A full detailed description will be in my wrap up at the end of the month. It is fantastic. Whether I would class this as the best book I've read this year, I'm not sure. I would, based off the review. However, I do have my other book that I'm going to talk about next, the Goldfinch. I said last time that was a 5-star. Currently, whether it continued on will yet to be seen. So I'm unsure, but up to now, it's my number 1 spot. So next, I said the Goldfinch. I said last week that it was on track to be a 5-star book should things not change. Still, absolutely love the book. I think the writing style is phenomenal. I think, talking about the writing style, I really want to actually discuss that, because as much as I love it, I do feel as though it's taken a dip. I absolutely love the writing style of Sty. It was very descriptive. It really got me into the world. It was very much a world building start, character development start. It was very good at that. It was very descriptive, which is why the book is so long. But every bit of description was necessary. I loved it. I'm not very good on heavy description. I don't necessarily see the point. I just think, well, you know, can you in what you've told me in a page, you could have just said in one line, really. And I thought when I saw this book, I thought, oh, I'm going to be feeling like that, and I don't. I absolutely love the description. Um, as I've mentioned, it says it in the blurb. It's not a spoiler. The main character Theo is involved in a terrorist attack that kills his mother, and the description of the terrorist attack, the description of the bodies lay there, the description of how it felt and looked and everything like that, it really did make me feel like I was there, and it's very rare that a book can do that. I normally play it out as though it's a film, and this is how I read books. When I get a character, I assign it a actor or an actress that I think can resemble and play that character quite well. I tend to then play it out as a movie in my head. Each character is assigned an actor, and it's done as a film. And that's how I do it, because I enjoy it like that. If I can see it as a film, you know that it's going to be good. But very rarely does a book take me into that world where I no longer see it as a film. I see it as though I am living it, and this book does that. It really, really does. Everything. It doesn't even describe his emotions as much as I think it could have. And already I know everything he's feeling, so perhaps it doesn't even need to describe the emotions because you feel them. It's very much a show and not tell kind of thing, which is obviously the sign of a great book. But yes, onto the dip. It's moved on a little bit. Theo's current situation has changed. I'm trying not to give away any sort of spoiler. It's not really a big spoiler, but I don't really want to tell you what happens, because when I found out, it was a gut punch, to be honest. It really was. And I think to deny anyone that similar gut punch wouldn't be fair. So his situation has changed. And now I feel, while I'm still all on board for the description, describe everything to me, make me feel it, absolutely, I feel as though the author has now started writing a lot of description for things that are just unnecessary. And I'm trying to think of an example. I think he was watching TV, or he just entered a room and the TV was on, and there was a full description of what was on the TV, what it looked like, what it reminded him of, and I'm like, well, is that necessary? Really? And I never wanted to feel like that with this book. I was worried it was going to happen, because with it being so long, with me being so invested and so in love with it from the start, I thought, oh no, I am really going to start despising this book because it's going to peak, it's going to drop. And honestly, it was that one instance. Actually, I think there was two instances, but I don't actually remember the other one. And I started glazing over it. I was obvious that I was just skimming it. I wasn't taking the information in. Once I got the information I needed, once I got what the room was like, what was on TV, I was like, right, I'm done now. I don't need a description. I know what's going on. And I just thought, well, I don't need all this description to be able to carry on the book. So I just carried on instead. And it upset me to do that. It really did, because I love the book so much. It's not a book I read. I actually just researched it. It's a thriller, which not really reached the thriller part of it yet. I'm hoping the thriller bit comes in. I don't see it as a thriller. I see it very much as a bit of a drama, and definitely it's a new word my friend taught me. A Bildungsroman. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. But that is basically, if you don't know, that is a genre of book that follows a person through their formative years, through the parts of their life that help them develop as a person. That's the type of genre that counts as. This is one of them, because it does follow him through very formative years, dealing without a parent, dealing through his teenage years and growing up and things like that. So yeah, it definitely counts as that. Not a type of book I would read typically, and I fell in love with it, which makes me so sad, because I've fallen for a book that I love, that is not a type of book I typically read, and I am scared that it is going to peak and I am really going to hate it. already there are parts of it that I think are unnecessary. And that's what worries me, that eventually I'm going to dislike this book. And considering I found this book and the genre and I don't read it and I love it so much, it excited me that it was new for me, and I found it and I was like, right, this is why I need to explore new genres. This is why I need to find other books. And now that I'm getting to the parts where I'm skipping over, I am getting scared that all of those feelings are going to be undercut, is that the word, by the fact that it's losing a bit of it now. So yeah, that is where I am at with that book. I still absolutely love it. There are a couple of unnecessary bits which hurt me more than I really thought they would, just because of the expectations I really set for this book. I do really enjoy the book. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to read more. I'm currently 283 pages into the book, which is good. Last time I was on 166, I think, so I have gotten a bit further in, especially this week, because this week I've focused quite heavily on Peter Pan, actually. It's been very good. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I am really happy with it. I'm happy with how it's going. A new characters come into it, and I am shipping two characters so much. And if you've read the book, hopefully you know which characters I am talking about. If you've not read the book, I'm not going to tell you, because if you read the book, I hope you find the characters. They're not probably not the characters people will expect from the start of the book. And new characters come into it, and I love them. I do. I absolutely love them. So yeah, I'm going to move on from this book now, because I could talk about it forever, and I would probably just end up repeating points, and I don't want to do that. So, Peter Pan. Yes, that is where I'm at. I am on chapter 11. I think I have about 60 pages left, roughly. It's very hard to know. I'm reading it on my phone. I use BorrowBox. That's an app. I mentioned it last week. You can borrow it as though it's a library format. You can borrow ebooks and audiobooks rather than take out a physical copy. And it's going well. I still have the same view of the Darlings as I did last time. Still do not like them in the slightest. I really don't. I really hate them. I like other characters. Actually, to be fair, the only saving grace of this book is Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. I've met the pirates now, and I'm so disappointed in them. And I don't think that's fair. It's not a fair criticism of the book. It really isn't, because the reason I don't like them is because they are not like the Disney version, which obviously, why would they be? But they are very much like pirates. They're angry, they're aggressive, they're like the typical pirates, really. And for me, the only saving grace of this book is Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. The only saving grace of the Disney film, which I've said before I was not a fan of, I really have never liked it, but the only saving grace were the pirates. I absolutely love them. So it's annoying. It really is annoying that the things I love from the film are not in the book, and the things I love from the book are not the film. It's very mashy. It's very mishmash. And I have decided I'm definitely going to do a book to film comparison, because I really want to talk further about that. And because I'll be doing a comparison that will contain spoilers and things, so I can talk about spoilers that happened and more character in depth. And I am still really enjoying it. I can't wait to get to the end. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited really to see how different it is from the film, because the film, I don't want to harp on the film, but the film is the only connection to Peter Pan that I've ever had. I've never read the book, I've never seen any other adaptations, I only know the Disney film. So I'm comparing this book to the film. As much as I try not to, it's just a natural instinct. You do. And I'm very interested to see where it goes, how it differs, and hopefully I enjoy it a lot more. Up to now, I'm already loving the book so much more than the film. And I hope that continues, and I hope it escalates, because the last thing I want really is for it to dip. Again, I'm really scared about dipping for all of my books. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. I really am. And I hope it all continues. So those are the books I've read this week. The Goldfinch, 39 Steps and Peter Pan. I'm still making my way through the last two. And I will desperately try to finish Peter Pan in time for the wrap-up, which is due on Wednesday. Because I want to give it a full review. Not necessarily a full review. I want to be able to give it a rating and have a discussion about it with all of the knowledge. So that is going to be my focus. Probably won't get much further into the Goldfinch if I'm focusing so heavily on Peter Pan. But as I've said, I do aim to have this finished by the 14th of February. And that is really all from me. Tune in on Wednesday for my... Am I doing a wrap-up? Or am I doing my TBR? I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Coming this week is my TBR for February and my wrap-up for the month. I have no idea which one's coming on Wednesday. I know throughout this video I've been saying that the wrap-up's coming on Wednesday, but I have a feeling that I've switched it round so that the wrap-up comes at the very end of the month, which gives me more time to finish what I want to finish Peter Pan, to get further in. Oh, I'm a lot further in than I thought I would be. Ooh. To get further into that anyway. And also, I have a goal. I have quite a few goals. I set myself some goals. But one of my goals is to try and read about 5 books a month approximately. I don't want to stick to it 100%. If I feel as though I can't get through it without not enjoying the books I'm reading, then I don't want to do that. But currently, I'm on track for that. But this is one of the 5, and I know I'm not going to finish it. So I am debating reading another book. It'll be a shorter book. It'll be a very short book. James Patterson. I can't get any of them without knocking things over. I'm not going to. James Patterson does things called book shots, where he writes books that are all thriller, no filler. And it's just basically all action. There's no character building, there's no world building, it's just literally the story. And to be fair, I really do enjoy them. But they are under 150 pages. So I may do that just to make sure I'm on track with I've read 5 books. Just because I feel as though it's cheating to include this one in the fact that I've read 5 books, because it's not finished. So I may do that, so that may appear in the wrap-up, but not in any of these because I haven't started one yet. But yeah, that is everything from me. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to watch all of my other videos. Click the subscribe button and the bell to make sure you get included in everything. And also make sure to check out other booktubers. Find recommendations. If you have any recommendations for me to read for my February TBR, drop them in the comments. If you missed the February TBR, then for future TBRs, I'm more than happy to include any sort of recommendations in my TBRs, because that's what I have joined BookTube to do. I want to become more widespread. I want to spread things out more. So yeah, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I post every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks.